Welcome to Small Arm Solutions. You all see me do videos on Aero Precision in the past. I think they make some of the finest parts in the industry, and I've sent many people to them when they want parts. Now, whether you know it or not, Aero Precision is also an OEM manufacturer. A lot of the major manufacturers they make components for. The company started off as a machine shop, got into making parts, OEM parts, and then they went into the business of manufacturing guns themselves, and they have been very, very successful. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago where they started producing complete rifles. I built many rifles off of Aero Precision parts, but this specific one is completely from Aero Precision. Utilizing their own parts, they assembled it. This is a configuration that you can buy. So this particular one is a 7.62 millimeter, 308. Now we're going to go over some of the specifications before we take anything apart of everything that you see on here. 7075 T6 aircraft aluminum upper and lower receiver forgings. These are forgings anodized to Class 3 hardcoat anodized to mil-spec black, flat black. There is pretty much no play whatsoever between the upper and lower receiver. The manufacturer a very tight tolerance weapon. Starting with the stock, we have a Magpul STR, 2 battery compartments, QD point on the back here. Also for a claw sling here. We do have a lock on here as well. Latch, lock. Standard mil-spec receiver extension. Now, when we take it apart, we'll take a closer look at the recoil system. This utilizes the standard mil-spec receiver extension with the shorter buffer to accommodate the longer AR-10 bolt carrier. We do have a properly staked receiver extension nut. We have a charging handle, which is Aero Precision's Ambidextrous Charging handle. We have latches on both the right and the left-hand side. We have continuous 1913 rail from the rear to the front. We have a forward assist. We have fire cartridge case deflector as well as ejection port dust cover. We have a standard mil-spec type safety. Now, if you notice, this is a DPMS pattern. You have the half moon rounded here. So Aero Precision, instead of going with the AR where you have the down in an angle, we have the DPMS pattern, so we compatible with anything that was DPMS. Magpul Mo pistol grip, my favorite in the industry. Actually, I prefer the Myad, which is very, very, very similar to this. The Myad just has all the different adjustments that you have. As you can see, part of the lower receiver here, the trigger guard is integral with the receiver. It's oversized. You have a nice flare on the magazine well. You have a nitride-coated bolt carrier, which we'll take out, and we'll take a look at it when it comes out. The barrel we have on here utilizes a rifle-length gas system, 18 inches. It's manufactured from 4150 chromoly vanadium steel. QPQ finish on it. The gas block is a .750 low-profile gas block, which is also made of 4150 steel, phosphated. This is not drilled and penned. This is basically set on with set screws, which, as you all know, that's one of my pet peeves. But I'm not sure whether these guys have did any dippling or not. I have not taken it apart. It's button rifling, 1 10-inch twist. It does have extended feed ramps on both the barrel extension as well as the upper receiver. The threads are 5/8 by 24s for mounting any kind of a sound suppressor that you might like. And now with the 18-inch barrel, you should have no problems with any sound suppressors. Most of the time with the sound suppressors with the 308s, the shorter the barrel is, the more problems you run into. The handguard we have on here is the M5 Atlas R1 M-Lock. As you can see, all M-Lock. M-Lock is just the way things are these days. You'll see I have on here the new Manta rail protector covers for the M-Lock. We have a code for that as well. Again, these are excellent. It's the same material that goes into the M-Lock positions. The rail is a 15-inch rail, free-floating. Now, I tend to like the shorter rails myself, even though that's not popular within the industry. But I tend to like the shorter ones. But this is what the industry wants, so you get the longer rails. Again, it's aluminum. It's hard coat anodized. Now, the bipod we have on here, I wanted to spend a little bit of time on also. This is the Magpul, both steel and polymer bipod. I made a slight modification to it. I have on here KNS Precision has a adaptable bipod attachment. So what you will do is you will remove the standard bumper or standard base that you would have on the bipod, and you have a socket that you replace it with. So for being on a range, you have the rubber bumpers. You also have flats for being on concrete or such. And then you also, for being in the dirt, have a much more aggressive spike. And all you do to put that in is you just snap it in place. Now, due to the fact that I don't want this thing to destroy my bench, I will take that off. And I will put the rubber one back on. Again, this is the Magpul. KNS also makes the same kit for the Atlas as well as the Harris bipods. This is a very, very durable system. And then again, anything that comes out of Magpul you expect to be good. It's just the way that it is. They put out good stuff. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this thing apart. We're gonna take a little bit of a look inside. This particular magazine is manufactured in Israel polymer. It has a lot of resemblance to a PMag, but it is quite different. Very, very well made. Now, taking a look at the lower receiver, you see Aero Precision does a beautiful job as far as machining. There's no tool marks whatsoever. Very, very, very well made. As this came from Aero Precision, it has a standard mil-spec type trigger on here. This is something that I plan on removing and placing Geisley in. Just to get a little bit better accuracy out of it. However, as far as mil-spec trigger goes, I really can't complain. This one breaks around 7.25 pounds. And there's not much creep on. It looks like it's been polished up a little bit. Very well. Standard mil-spec type safety, 308 type bolt catch. Very, very beefed up. Now, also on here, you have, instead of using roll pins, you utilize the set screw to hold the bolt catch in place, which is certainly much, much easier to deal with than the roll pins. A little bit of Loctite in there, you're good to go. Now, we talked a little bit about the buffer. As you can see, we have a shorter buffer when you compare it to a standard 5.56. What this allows you to do is to use a mil-spec receiver extension rather than have to buy a 308 specific that is longer to accommodate the longer bolt carrier. When you shorten the buffer down like this to accommodate the 308, you do lose some weight, which can give you more bolt carrier bounce and so forth, as compared to like the LMT, which uses a standard M4 type buffer. And then using the standard M4 type buffer, for instance, LMT will use an H3 buffer to dampen that down even more. So you tend to get a little bit more recoil with these shorter ones than you do with the full-size 308 receiver extensions and standard buffers. Now, looking at your bolt carrier, you have a black nitride, with smooth and slick as finish as can be, standard 308 bolt carrier. All these parts that you're seeing on here, and you'll see this in the parts list, can be purchased from Brownells. We'll have the part numbers and everything available so you know what each one of these parts is. But the bolt carrier you can get either in the black or you can get it in the nickel, or this is a factory standard, so you can put whatever you want on it. Now, looking at the charging handle, as you see, we have an ambidextrous charging handle. It has latches on both sides. That's really the direction of the industry, is having things going ambidextrous. So you're seeing receivers and you're seeing charging handles and so forth. Standard forward bolt assist. I do want to make a little bit of a comment on the forward bolt assist. They generally do not work very well on 308s. For the most part, if you were to try to utilize it, you're probably going to break the pawl off on it. Because basically this is designed for a 5.56 bolt, which is probably about half the damn weight of the 308. So when you smack that, there's probably a better chance than average you're going to break the pawl. It doesn't belong on here. The only reason why you're seeing forward assist on these 308s is because of customer demand. The original AR-10 was designed by Stoner, did not have it, and those of you who watch my channel know that I'm not a proponent of the forward assist. I don't think that it belongs there. They cause more problems than they're worth. The forward assist offers no mechanical advantage for this weapon. Now, those of you who like it, well, the reason you like it is because you do press checks and so forth. Or you claim you want to do it with you can use it for silent locking the bolt, which really isn't true. You're still trying to force it, push it forward, and there are times where you can't even use it. If the rim isn't snapped over the extractor, the chance of you being able to do that by hand easily is pretty nil. But customers ask for it, so they get it. This is also held in by a set screw rather than a roll pin, which I think is certainly an enhancement. The receivers, as you see again, you can see how that's rounded off. That's the DPMS pattern. Very, very well made. As you can see, the scope we have on here, this is a Vortex scope. I've been using quite a bit of Vortex over the last probably 2-3 months, and I am really, really fond. This particular one is the 6-24 Vortex Razor. It has turrets on there for adjustment, and the mount that it's on here is a spur mount. Now, Spur makes the finest mounts in the industry. Geisley is very, very close, but I have to say, if you look at the Spurs, everything that Hakan Spur makes out there in Sweden is like a Swiss watch. Just the machining is impeccable. The tolerances are impeccable. I mean, the prices are there. This particular mount's probably going to cost you around $400, but you're getting the finest mount out there that's available. And the optic we put on here is just as good. The Vortex is beautiful lenses. It's very clear. It has everything that you would want in a scope. Clear. You have adjustable focusing on the left-hand side. You have, again, turrets for bullet drop compensation. You have eye relief. You have a 50mm objective. It's an excellent optic. We've been using them quite a bit, and we'll continue to. And there will be a link to this optic in our description box as well. Again, every part that you see here, there will be a link for you. We'll see. So you can get every part that you see on here is available as an upgrade to a rifle. This is one of hundreds of configurations that you can do. This just happens to be the way that this one came from Aero Precision. They also have their M5 type, where you have the handguard that is attached right to the receiver rather than to the barrel nut. You have, of course, any kind of options you could have for stocks, for trigger mechanisms, for anything else. Reassembly, we're just going to drop the charging handle back in. Taking this to the range, we used 3 different types of ammunition. We used the PPU 168 grain match OTM, Black Hills 168 grain, and 175 grain OTMs. Accuracy was exceptional. This was just under an inch, which you would expect from a rifle like this. Magazines tested were a wide variety. Magpul PMags, Brownells, Lancer AWMs, PMags, the Israeli polymer magazines. So we used a number of them, and we had no issues whatsoever. There was no malfunctioning whatsoever with any of the ammunition that we used. Accuracy was exceptional. Now, for anybody who's looking to get a entry-level 308, the Aero Precision is excellent. There's nothing budget about these whatsoever but the price. You have highly precision-made upper-lower receivers that are made to OEM quality for some of the finest manufacturers in the industry. You have precision bolt carrier groups. You have precision handguards. You have finely tuned, finely finished. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any of these parts, no matter whether it's 5.56 or 7.62. Now, this rifle here is a good starter rifle. It's got everything that you would need on it. You've got the proper... you got a rail for M-lock, which is up to date. You can put any kind of accessory you want on it. You have the T-marked on the upper receiver. You have the Ambidextrous Charging handle. You have a nice flare bevel magazine. You can put any stock on it. You can put any trigger mechanism you want. It's a good starter rifle to get you shooting sub-MOA at 100 yards with a rifle that's not going to cost you $4,000 or $5,000. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share. Thank you.